Hello everyone, this is a biology teacher and I wanted to quickly review the differences between my biology and my AP biology PowerPoint slides that I would use in my classroom. While I was a teacher, I taught primarily two different classes. I taught the AP class, which was an 11th and 12th grade class at my high school, and I also taught a regular biology class, which was a primarily 10th grade class. For each of the classes, I tried to find diagrams, videos, and just bring the lexile to a level that the students were going to be challenged a little bit, but also be able to understand. For example, for my biology classes, I tried to use words and definitions that would match their understanding and give them, again, a little bit of challenge, but not so much that they would feel overwhelmed. For my AP classes, I again try to use a little bit higher lexile. I try to use words that they're going to see in college, especially if they were taking a biology class in college, to again challenge them, but not to overwhelm them. Now, one of the things you might realize when you download these PowerPoints from my Teacher Pay Teachers is they don't include all the videos that I had embedded in the PowerPoint because I obviously can't upload some YouTube clips because they are copyrighted, and the file would just be way too large. So if you're downloading a PowerPoint from my Teacher Pay Teachers, it's not going to be 100% complete in the sense of it won't have the videos that I use during class. It will have all of the other information, but it just won't have those videos. If you request and get a thumb drive with my PowerPoints, you're going to get the PowerPoints with the videos already embedded. One of the things I like to do is I like to have transitions in my class that go very smoothly. I think that having PowerPoints with a video already embedded so you can flip the slide and just click play is really important. If you go from a PowerPoint, close out of the PowerPoint, and then go to a YouTube just to show the YouTube video, I think students can get distracted very easily there. Where if you have it just already embedded in the PowerPoint, I think that transition goes a lot more smoothly and you get the students' attention, or you keep the students' attention because they're already watching and listening and paying attention to your lecture. So that's the big difference. If you get the thumb drive with my PowerPoints, you'll have these videos already embedded for both the biology and the AP PowerPoints that you're going to get. Something else you might notice about my PowerPoints is they're all either white or black slides. And I know that teachers like to have some color and some different themes with their PowerPoints, and I used to as well, but I think sometimes that can be somewhat overwhelming for students. So I wanted to almost make my PowerPoints a little bit less flashy and just, hey, this is the content you need to know. It's black and white, yes or no. This also gives the students a routine. My students know when I taught that all of the white background slides they would have to write down. I said, if it's a white background, I want you to write it down. If the students came across a black background slide, they knew, again, they didn't have to write it down. That black background slide with white text is usually something where I would talk about an example. I would do a practice problem on the board. I would just have some cool little, quote or something. It was something to add into the material, but not have the students have to write it down. They would want to maybe make a connection with the material using that slide, but again, they knew they didn't have to write it down, so they could just kind of not have to focus on taking notes, but just listen to me and try to connect with the material further. So this is just a theme that I use in my PowerPoints just because I think it just kind of simplifies the material a little bit easier. One more thing that you're going to notice about my PowerPoints is how I have things divided. For both of my biology and AP biology classes, I have the chapters and units divided by sections. So for example, for chapter 1 in biology, I have chapter 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and each of these sections has a title. The same goes for my AP PowerPoints, where I'll have like unit 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and these are again divided by sections by the different titles. For my biology and AP biology classes, the PowerPoint sections are my own choosing. I didn't use anyone else's formatting. I kind of divided things on how I think they should be divided. So they might not follow another curriculum or like the NGSS or, just whatever curriculum that you follow, but it's just how I have organized my classes. For my AP Bio class, you might also see that I have cell communication in Unit 2 instead of Unit 4. I go back and forth on where I think it should be. I, for now, like it to be in Unit 2. I think it relates to cells well there, especially with cell membranes. But I do recognize that it is in Unit 4 in the AP curriculum, the College Board curriculum. So you might want to move that around when you use those PowerPoints. And I still debate, I'm six of one, half dozen of another with where that cell communication content should be. But the reason why I organize the PowerPoints in different sections is it makes it easy for the students to know what content we went over for a day. So typically what I do is I go over one section of notes per day. That helps the students if they miss a day or they miss notes for a day. You can say, hey, this is what we did in class today. What I typically did when I posted on Google Classroom was I would update the students with every day what we went over. For example, if we went over section 2.1 notes, the students know exactly what notes, what slides they missed for that day. I think dividing the PowerPoints into those sections really helps the students organize their thoughts, organize their what they need to learn in every single day. So this is something that I've been working on for a couple years, not only for my AP biology classes, but for my regular biology classes as well. To find all of the PowerPoints that I use for my biology and AP biology classes, go to my Google spreadsheet where I have everything organized. Under the AP biology teaching tab, you can see I start out with every unit with the PowerPoints. So that's pretty easy to find just in that tab. Under the biology teaching materials, again, every chapter has the first thing being the PowerPoint. So that's, again, easy to find. If you want to do it by resource, by type, you can see the first couple columns here. They are all of my PowerPoints that are from the previous two tabs, just organized one after another. You can see like all of the biology PowerPoints and all of my AP biology PowerPoints.